All right, so the other thing I wanted to bring up, we're going to now have our news story of the century.
Of the week.
This week, I wanted to bring up a very important story. This is the, I know it because my bank knows about it, the Steam Summer Sale. This happens every year, and every year I lose lots of money. Well, I don't lose.
They do the big sales 3 times a week.
What do you mean?
Summer, spring, and winter.
You mean a year?
Yes.
I thought you said a week.
I did say a week.
But
every year they do.
I still think
there's the summer the biggest one.
I think so. Summer, I always spend more
holiday.
money. No, I think it's summer.
Now, I have not participated in a Steam sale probably in a couple years now.
You're crazy.
Because I've been burned before.
Why?
Steam.
Oh, because you just spend money.
Well, it's like, okay, every single Star Wars game in existence is on sale for $50. That's a good deal. That's every single Star Wars game. Of course, I'm going to play them all the way through. Buy it. I think I've played one for 5 minutes.
Don't worry, Gerald. I have some tips to help you get through the Steam sale. I looked up a bunch of articles, but first thing I wanted to talk about is just generally why the Steam sale is like important and cool and why you should know about it. It started probably at least probably 5 or 6 years ago, probably longer than that. Steam is a software, I guess is what it is. Like it's a store, right? It's also like
Steam is the storefront, but it's owned by Valve. Yeah.
So Valve, who is a game designer, game developer, they came out with this a long time ago, this thing called Steam, and it was supposed to be like, where you can like buy video games from them as well as other different games, and it kind of got some traction, and it was broken. I remember when it first came out, it was terrible.
Dude, I hated using Steam because you had to use Steam to play the newest version of Counter-Strike, and no one wanted to use Steam, and you had to.
It was terrible, and then they figured it out, and now they now they own the market. And I looked up some of the numbers from like last year. They made over like $235 million in revenue. Not I don't know what.
Is that gross? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's Oh, you mean net? I don't know. They made that. That's how much people bought during last year's summer sale. So they make a ton of,
just the sale.
Just
Holy
the summer
crap.
sale.
All
So
right.
they make a lot of money off of these things. And so you can go in and you can pretty much buy almost, I'd say, any PC game at this point. Almost any PC game. There's a couple.
A lot of EA games are now released only on Origin. So if you want to head there, you got to go to Origin. Some of the other bigger companies are trying to do their own thing. But yeah, generally, what's great about Steam for me is like, what's that game from 7 years ago?
They have it.
It's probably going to be on there digitally. Get it, download it, play it, done.
So it started June 23rd. It's going to end July 4th. They've changed some stuff this year versus what they've normally done. Traditionally, they used to have these things called flash sales, which would only last
4 hours.
Or 4 or 5 hours, yeah. And then they also had daily deals, which would be just all day. And then they had like community sales. They would have like 4 or 5 games up, and then people would vote on it, and then there'd be a sale on that. They kind of got rid of that because a lot of people got upset because they're like, oh crap, I didn't check in like every day, and I really wanted that game. So they kind of have done away with that. Essentially, what it's going to be is it's just kind of throughout the week. And I think it's shorter. I don't remember it being this short, but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was normally like 5 to 7 days normally, right?
Maybe. I don't know. But all these games on here, and what the discounts on these games, now they do bundles, we'll get to that. But the discounts on them are like legit discounts. Like they're not like, you get 10% off. First of all, I hate that stuff. Like,
We save you tax. Okay.
No, but it's like, here, type in this code and you get 10% off. I'm like, you know what? It's more, you know what? I don't want to type it. I want to pay.
What's the percent off that you would type it in?
25.
Wow. Okay.
I'd
say about 16.8%.
16.8%. No, but the discounts on this stuff is like 50, 75, 85. I've seen stuff at 90% off. And they categorize it in really genius ways. They have like a tab that says under $10. I'm like, $10. I'm going to burn that on freaking Cheetos at Burger King, so I might as well just get that now. But I wanted to talk about a couple of the games just to kind of tell you guys, and then I know he's played a few of them. The first one is Rust, which
Rust
I know you
great.
$10. $10 for Rust.
I think it was the full price is 20.
Yeah, but that's still half off, dude. That's a good deal. Now,
it's a great game, and there's mod support, so there's just a bunch of weird stuff out there.
But what is it? It's like an open world survival game?
Yep.
I got into it like for a minute. It's like one of those things where it's like you see the iceberg, you see the tip, and then you go.
Oh yeah, there's
and then
so
like
much
I was
stuff.
like, oh, this is cool. We like make a little fire and we like survive for warmth. And you're like, oh, we have like this little like hut, or like this little village. And I was like, oh, cool. Let me go see. It's probably gonna be like some teepees and stuff. It's like this giant.
Oh, that was when we were doing Rust Factions, right?
Oh my gosh, it was like insane. It was almost overwhelming. So I will say this game is cool, but you gotta.
But it's still in development, so like every week or every 2 weeks they'll have new. They're always adding new stuff. There's always fixing stuff. It's great.
Some games that I own that I haven't played yet. I bought them at the last sale. This is usually the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. One of them is called Transistor. This is from
Bastion developer. Right?
Yeah, Bastion developer. It was originally for PS3. But it's got that really cool. Did you ever play Bastion?
I know Transistor. I know what you're
Oh,
talking
it's
about. I haven't
so
played
good.
it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so cool. Just the aesthetics of it are awesome. So that's $5. That game's well worth $5. Like, I know it was like a DLC type of game, like not DLC, but a independent developer, smaller game. But for $5, the game's fantastic.
Full price was 15.
Yeah, and they do like I always liked in Bastion the narrator would like narrate what you were doing. That was so cool. I believe they do that. The sword and this is the narrator, or is like a character that talks to you throughout the game. So you can pick that up. Grim Fandango, which I've talked about on this podcast, the remastered version, $3.75. That game is well worth $4. Like, you could not. That game is awesome. It's definitely dated because it's an old game.
Yeah.
Most of these are usually a few years old. So definitely pick that up. It's a story-based game. It's at Lucas Arts back in the style. You know, I think of like Day of the Tentacle, Curse of Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Sam and Max. It's got that type where it's, you know, it's a point and click adventure game. Awesome though. It's got, remember we talked about Coco? The Pixar movie. So it's got like the Day of the Dead thing. You're a salesperson who sells dead people like voyages to the afterworld. It's really funny. It's got a cute.
So like a grim travel agent.
Yeah, exactly. The other one, which I actually did buy, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit, was The Witness. $32.
I should really finish that game.
25% off. Okay, I played this.
Sucks.
I played this for maybe 3 hours last night. This game is the most aggravating game I've ever played.
No, I need to go back and play it.
It is so
I was like on it for a while, but then other games come out.
No, but this game is it's a first person exploration puzzle game where it's all just line puzzles. And
We've talked, I think, hours on this.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but I hadn't played it yet, so I want to just basically real quick.
Yeah.
It is an amazing and an awesome game, but it is so aggravating because it is so hard. There is no explanation.
Well, the point is like if it's too hard, stop and just go to another one.
No, I know, but I've spent 3 hours.
Once you realize that, it'll make the game a lot easier.
That's why, honestly, the payoff. There was one that I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's how that puzzle works. Because it's not like.
Then you go back and you're like, after you learn the thing.
And you're like, oh, okay, now I got to go back and look at all the other puzzles that I didn't know. Because they get really interesting, and it's weird how it's an ingenious way of developing a game because of how much they know. Once I teach you this will probably not be a bridge too far. And then you go to, and like you're saying, if you don't understand, but once it's the same thing.
Combining multiple. Did you get to the sound ones yet?
No, don't ruin anything.
I'm saying, but there's some really cool sound ones in there.
Yeah, there's one where you have to like walk on stuff. It's like ridiculously hard. Okay, so that's The Witness. A couple other ones. Just Cause 3 for $15.
Nice. I just traded that in.
Yeah, but you
I think I got $15 back.
For $15. That's an awesome deal. They also have Payday 2. Did you ever play any of the Payday games?
I think everyone has Payday 2, right?
I don't have it. I need to play it. It's a co-op game, but you have to have 4 players though. You can't play. Can you play with AI?
No, but actually, the original Payday, I played Payday 2 for a little bit, but when it first came out.
But it's a heist game, right? You're all, you and your crew, like one person's the driver,
it's
one
hard.
person. That's what I've heard. Yeah. But I've heard it's a lot of fun because you get
you can get people.
It's like what Dane Cook talks about. Every guy wants to be involved in a heist. Where's the van? Where's the van? That's what this video game is. And Payday, I played. I did play Payday back in the day. But I played it like in passing. It was like one of those LAN party games where it's just like, that's all. And you play one game and you're like, this is stupid. Let's go play. I can play Counter-Strike. But in this, Payday 2 is supposedly a little bit more focused and just generally better.
It's good.
So for $5, like I said, you can pick up all this stuff. Now I wanted to talk about the bundles because these are really this is where they get you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every single game in this franchise for this amount of money sold.
Okay, check this out. The Witcher, number 1, number 2, and number 3 for $26.
Does that include the DLC?
No.
Okay.
But number 1, number 2, and number 3? Are you kidding me? Number 3 alone was amazing, is from what you've told me.
Yep.
Wild Hunt. They have the Assassin's Creed bundle, which is Black Flag, amazing game. The pirate one.
Yep.
Do me Johnny Walker, do. Unity, which is not so great. Rogue, which I didn't play because I think that was the one that was like
PSP or something like
that. Yeah, no, it was an Xbox One. Xbox. No, it was just Xbox. It was not it was an Xbox 360, not an Xbox One game. Because at the same time Rogue came out, Syndicate, I think came out, or right. Unity came out. One of the two. I
think it was Unity.
So you get Black Flag, you get Unity, you get Rogue, and you get Syndicate, which I have not finished. That's actually a good, they're taking time off. Syndicate was good. You get all of those for $62. Now it seems like a lot, but Syndicate, I think right now, if you bought it like brand new, it's like $30. So
yeah.
And Black Flag is so good. Like they should just make another Black Flag. The other one that I thought was interesting was, are you a big fan of the Telltale games?
I played through Walking Dead season 1. I liked it. I tried Walking Dead Season 2, did not like it, and
Why?
I realized every single one of their games are exactly the same. I have their Game of Thrones, like the whole one. I played the first 2 episodes and just couldn't get into it.
Really? Even with the theme with Game of Thrones now? Are you excited about the Batman one that they're supposed to be coming out?
Not.
You're just done with that?
Done.
That mechanic?
It's all the same game.
Well,
the graphics are exactly the same.
You can get over 50 games from Telltale for $82. Now, I know that's the most expensive
all one
one.
game, just reskin for different things.
Stop it. Sam and Max, Puzzle Agent, which is not the same as the other one. Those games are great. Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, which I played, excellent. The Tales from Borderlands. Do you play Borderlands?
No.
Okay. The Game of Thrones, Back to the Future, Tales of Monkey Island, and there's like a whole bunch of other ones too. It's crazy.
Maybe a Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, that one wasn't good, I heard. But it's just like, I sit there, I'm like, will I play it? Like, that's a lot of games.
David, that's what you say.
I know.
You look at it and you're like, wow, it's a good price. I'm not going to play this.
But here's what you need to do. Looked up a bunch of tips on the internet on what to do when the Steam sale happens, because it's important that you don't just waste money, because I've done that. I bought in the Star Wars bundle.
Delete your saved account information in Steam.
The first thing is set a budget. Don't go in with just an empty, like, with all this. You have to say, I'm only going to spend X amount of dollars on the Steam sale. If you do that, you will be far better off.
Okay.
Second, know what you want, like, generally, because if you get lost, this is like browsing on Netflix. Right? You don't do that. You got to go in with a plan on Netflix, what I want to watch. Because if you do that, you're going to spend the next 45 minutes just looking at things you want.
I want to find a great single-player puzzle game.
Right, exactly. You have to have a focus here. Or, I like this game. I want a game like that. Right?
Exactly.
That's another good way to do it.
And it seems really good about sorting out very specific categories.
Right. Don't think it's going to get cheaper. I do this. I'm like,
I was like that when I didn't know that they stopped doing the daily ones. When they did like the daily and the flash stuff, I'm like, it'll be like $5, 5% cheaper. Like,
yeah, just wait. No, it won't be cheaper, guys. This is it. Yeah. They really, I think they go to publishers and they're like, what is literally, again, I'm sure they make quite a bit of money because a lot of these games no one's buying anymore. And it's actually frustrating because I see the success of this Steam summer sale and winter sale and the Black Friday sale that they do and all that stuff. And you don't see that in the same, tradition within consoles. There are discounts through like the Xbox store, the PlayStation store, and stuff like that, but it's not like this. It's not like such a grand scale. Now they do give away the
gold
free
stuff is cool. Now you get 2 games, so technically you get 4 games now every month.
Right, but it's still just, it needs to be like this. It needs to be this like celebration of like cheap games, old cheap games, and bundles and all this great stuff. But I know that they have licensing deals, and they ultimately Steam doesn't have a.
They don't have the collection of games Steam has.
Well,
Steam can give you games that are 20 years old.
I don't think Steam
nothing.
cares about. Certainly they don't care about brick and mortar stores where developers do. They have to. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So they have different relationships that they have to worry about, where Steam doesn't. Check reviews. I do this constantly.
And Steam's really good. Like right below it, this game is
overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of the stuff that you'll see like marketed at the front, they don't put crappy games. They know better because ultimately they want you to be, enjoy the games.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of these games are very unique. Like, I put one on here, Crypt of the Neurodancer. This is a loot game, like a dungeon crawl loot game, mixed with a time-based music game.
Interesting.
It's actually really cool.
Sounds familiar for some reason.
It came out a few years ago. Very, very great reviews. Undertale's another one on the Steam sale right now, which we've talked about. Great RPG game, but both of these games are very weird and very different.
Witness you can kind of put in that category.
Yeah, exactly. They're all very strange. So
they're not all action FPSs, guys.
Right. Keep your eyes open. And then also download like the Steam app, or you can go on to like there's other websites that actually categorize them by like they just do a better job of cataloging everything, so you can see like the percentage of discount. And you'll be. And do you do the Steam trading card stuff?
Nope.
See, I want to get into that because I heard you can actually sell them and get Steam
I have a bunch
bucks.
of them that I could probably sell.
Yeah, they say to do that through the Steam app. I know, but then you could buy games. Like
that's true.
That's awesome. Just sell all. Is there a sell all button? But yeah, that's the Steam sale. Again, I love this stuff just because it highlights games that a lot of people might not have played, but for the Steam sale. Like, I don't know how many people are like, hey man, you hear about Crim Fandango remastered? Like, where it's like $3.75. You're like, oh, I heard good stuff about that. I'll check it out. I'll click it. And then you play the first 15 minutes. You're like, oh, this is cool. I like this. So I just enjoy how it broadens the horizon of that stuff. So that is our news story of the century.
Of the week.
We will be doing that each week. Okay. Last thing for this week, we have a new segment called Ask Sit Down Standard.